yeah, haven't been able to sleep the last 2 nights because this morning we're heading into the Kawekas for the week. Me and Bradley planned this trip since late last year, planning a top sort of end of Feb trip to target hard antler Sika Stags. And yeah, it's finally here. Real excited. Bradley hasn't shot a Sika Stag before, so we're keen to get him onto a stag, and I'll be keen to shoot a nice stag myself. So that's the goal of the trip anyway, shoot some Sika Stags hopefully. And then towards the end of the trip, if we haven't got anything or we need meat or something, we'll shoot some meat animals as well. But yeah, we've got the 2 dogs in the back, Sarko and Millie, and we're going to go for a tour. Got our packs here, cover a few Ks. Bloody excited, weather's looking good. So yeah, we'll see you there. Alright, we made it to the hut. Sign said 4 hours, took us 2 hours 45, so not too bad a going. I'm not going to lie though, I'm pretty shattered. My legs are jelly, there's a fair few hills in there and my pack's a bit heavier than I would have liked. Carrying Sarko's dog food, and probably went a bit heavy on the food for the week as well, because I don't love being hungry. But yeah, stoked to be here. We've just set up. Dogs have had a drink, luckily there's some water here, because they were parched as were we. But we'll have a look at the hut. Bit of firewood there. Another firewood shed down there, but it's stacked with good stuff waiting for winter when it's born needed, so we won't use that. Little entrance area in here, and then the main living space. We're sort of all set up, got some beds laid out. I'll probably have a snooze after this. Bunks up the top, and there's a bunk up the top there to make use of that space. Hang your clothes, fireplace. So yeah, no, it's a pretty good little setup. It's real cool. Haven't actually had a look in the hut logbook yet. I've just seen that, so I'll have a look. But yeah, it's the middle of the day. It's 2 o'clock. It's real hot. Just hydrating at the moment. Having a rest. Had some lunch. And then we'll probably go out for an evening look after a nap as well. So yeah, mate. We've had a bit of an afternoon sleep, bit of a rest back at the hut. Rejuvenated a bit, and now we've just gone for a walk out on the tops. Done a bit of a recce, and we found a spot to sit for the rest of the afternoon into the evening. And it looks primo, awesome country. Love it up here. To get a look at it and see if we can spot something in the next few hours. Stonked him, bro. He down. That was a good shot. Right. Bradley's just shot a stag. We were just sitting up at our glassing point, just up here. And I just ducked up behind us to take a piss. And I looked down here, and I swear I could see something. So I dropped back down to Bradley, pulled out the binos, and it was a bloody stag. It just mooched out of the scrub. So I didn't get it on. I got the shot on film, but I forgot to film Bradley in the rush. We dropped across just that flat point there, ranged him 280 TBR. Bradley lined him up and smoked him. So we're going to go see what he is. He looks like a bloody nice stag actually. So mean, awesome. Happy, bro?
Yeah, stoked, mate.
Sarko's got it. Here's the blood. Good girl, Sarko. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Beautiful. Got us our stag. Bradley's first Sika stag.
Yep.
Dogs did a good job of tracking it down. Tucked into the little hole in there. Yeah, mean. Real nice, tidy little 6-pointer. Awesome. Stoked, Bradley.
Yeah, stoked. First decent stag I've got of a Sika, so we'll definitely be carrying that for the next 6 days.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
It's bloody first day. We got 6 days left to go, and we're on the board, so that's good. It's good. Real happy. Alright, we'll get that head off and take some meat, and then we'll be back up the hill, back to the hut, and I'm starving, so we'll be into a feed. Alright, it's day 2. Got back to the hut last night, still had a bit of light, so just sorted life out, had a mean feed. Yeah, just chilled out really, went to sleep pretty early. We're pretty shattered, it was a pretty big day. So, yeah, and then we're up early this morning and it's howling a gale again. It was howling yesterday, we've been tucked over looking into this same little valley. It's the only place that's out of the wind. There's some good spots back along the back of the ridge here and all these little guts on the other side that we really want to look, but I just don't think it's worth it because the wind is just howling up there. So yeah, back in the same place and see if anything pops out. Oh well, there are no deer seen this morning, so we head back to the hut, had a feed of lunch, and now we're into a bit of butchery of the stag that we shot yesterday, or Bradley shot. Boned him out. He's been hanging in the old pillowcase overnight, just hanging up here, and pillowcase has worked a treat. It's allowed it to breathe and it's cooled off and chilled down real nicely. But the unfortunate thing with being in the bush for a week during summer is we're going to have to see how we can keep this meat cool. We might end up losing some, but it's the unfortunate reality. Got some dog meat here for the dogs, and some of that might turn into dog meat. We'll probably eat a fair bit ourselves through the week, hopefully. We even found some tomato sauce in the hut, so we'll be having a feed probably in the next half hour. But the weather's meant to be packing in. This afternoon tonight was the report before we left, so we're just going to decide once we've done this butchery what we're going to do. With the plan is to head further along to the next location, but we're just going to decide where we're going to go and when we're going to do that. So yeah, mean. Beautiful. Even got a bit of black pepper and salt to go with the tea sauce. Well, we made the decision, packed up camp, loaded up, and we're heading to the next spot. It's just starting to rain. Weather's closing in behind us. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the GoPro, but it's looking shitty. It's coming in from the south, so hopefully we can get there before we get too wet. Packs are a bit heavy with the meat, but she'll be right. Sweet. Well, here we are, Castle Camp. Saw there's a chili bin and some meat hanging in the tree on the entrance on the way in the bush up there, but there's no belongings here of any campers or hunters or anything, so it's a little bit odd. But we did see 2 guys yesterday when we were glassing that valley. before we shot that stag we were glassing, we saw them come in and they sat down at the opposite end and started glassing as well. So it could be them. You don't know. But yeah, good to be here. The weather's well and truly set in, so we'll just chill out here for the day, I think, out of the weather. And yeah, just relax, have some food, wait for it to clear hopefully tomorrow and get out again. Yeah, have a quick look inside. It's a pretty cozy little spot. Just nice and simple. Tin roof. Just clear plastic on the outside really. Just dirt floor. But yeah, that'll do us nicely. Keep us sheltered. Everything just tastes better when you're in the bush. Well, good morning everyone. It's the morning of day 3. Had a alright night's sleep on the ground in that little floor in Castle Camp. The rain eased up at about 1 o'clock in the morning, I think, as the weather forecast said. We've just woken up this morning and made our way back out along the ridge to a spot to glass for the morning. Spooked a stag along the way. He was a tidy little, I think he was a 6-pointer. He was quite nice. I didn't have time to get the camera out. He cruised off and over the ridge before I could get him on film, but he was a nice tidy little 6-pointer with probably a bit of potential, so that was cool to see. Seen another deer for the trip. But yeah, we're clagged in at the moment, so we're just waiting for that to clear and then better get the binos working hopefully. Oh well, it's midday. It's still foggy and clagged in, but it's just starting to break. We just moved position down to here. We just spooked another stag. He looked like a nice stag. He was standing there watching us, but I fucked around with the camera a bit much. I probably could have had a shot. He's only about 200 down below us. I'll show you where he was standing. He was just down the bottom in there. We spooked him. And he ran into the gap in the trees there. Buggered off into the bush now. So yeah, bugger. 2 stags for the morning and we've spooked both of them. Not doing well. He's a pretty nice looking stag too. Oh well, carry on. This little gut here is where we spooked the stag first thing this morning. The stag was just down the bottom in the scrub just in there. And we crested the ridge just up there and spooked him. Broke the golden rule, crested the ridge too fast, and then he trotted up along here, around, and then over the skyline just over to the left there. So yeah, 2 stags for the morning, and both of them have been spooked. So, not bad. Seen a few animals for the morning, but as you can see, it's bloody clagged in real bad. But main to see 2 animals. Both stags I probably could have shot. If the first thing I'd done was set up and drop down with the rifle, I could have dropped both of them. There's plenty of opportunity. But the first one here, I just sort of stood and watched it because there's a young fella, and then the one you've just seen had the action before that we spooked. I was mucking around too long trying to get the camera out. I wanted to film it. And in hindsight, he was probably a mature stag. Not the biggest antlers, I think he was like a 6-pointer or something, but he looked mature. And same thing, if I had just gone straight to the rifle, I could have shot him. He was only about 150 below us. But too keen to get him on camera. Oh well, it's all good. Next one. Sweet, we're going to head back to the hut, well, to the camp, and make a plan from there. Well, we've packed up all our gears and we're making a move in this clag to the next spot, to the next hut I think we're going, and yeah, we'll get there. And the plan was once we get to the top we might just stay up the top and do some glassing for the evening and then drop down to the hut after the evening. But with this clag you can't see bugger all other than what's 100-200 metres in front of you, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, plenty more up hills. Mint. Cool little bivvy, nice and small and two-man cozy, keep you out of the weather. We'll head up the valley to the hut now and check that out. We're here at the hut, small cozy little hut. It's two guys, Nick and Nathan, are here already. They're the two guys we saw the other day when we shot Bradley's stag, and they've been staying at Castle Camp as well, and they came over here for the bad weather and they're doing a bit of a trip themselves. They also shot a bloody nice stag, bloody cracking little 8-pointer there, bloody awesome. Bit of wood in here and cozy little hut. So yeah, the clag has just lifted quite a bit, so those boys have shot off for a hunt, and I think we're going to do the same once we've ditched our gear and gone a bit lighter. And yeah, I mean, we finally got a break in the clag after getting to the hut, so we've just snuck back out and we're going to sit in this position until last light. Hopefully we can see something. I need to get some more deer on camera, hopefully. As you can see, the clag, it's just rolling in and out, so we just sort of get windows like this. But yeah, see how we get on. Where he was in the first place. Well, it's now 11:10. We've been sitting here for 5 hours, just under 5 hours, about 5 hours. As you can see, the clouds just come in. We just spotted that deer, well, Bradley spotted it sitting out in the open. Yeah, it's the only deer we've seen. 5 hours to see one deer, but it was good. Glad we finally seen one, because I was getting a bit depressed for a second there, thinking we weren't going to see anything for the morning. But yeah, clouds come back in again. It's been on and off all morning, so we'll either wait out for a little bit longer, or we might head back and have some lunch and make a plan for the afternoon, evening. Oh, we're just back in the hut, shot back for lunch, got the fire going, dry some gears out, dry the boots and socks, and just had a bit of a chill out. Just done a bit of firewood. That was the stuff that was already here, so it's bloody good supply. A lot of it's wet though, it's obviously been freshly cut, but we've just done another load here for the next lot of people that can dry out, and might as well keep it well stocked, keep everyone dry and warm. But yeah, it clagged in real bad over the last sort of 2 hours when we left, but as you can see it's cleared up again, so we'll head out sometime later and do an evening glass and shoot and see if something wanders out that's worth shooting. Well, we've taken the opportunity with the break in the clag to shoot out for the afternoon. And we've climbed up right up the back, right up in the tops now, and checking out some new country over this way. I'll show you in a second, but you can see behind us where we've been. Down in there, and that gap in the, well, you can't see it, but in the bush there's the hut, and then that face there is what we've been glassing the last two, this morning and then last night. Across there is the camp we were staying in the bad weather, and way across there in the mist is the way we made our way in. Yeah, so done a pretty big loop, covered some country, and now we're right up the top, and we're just looking over this other side. I'll go show you. So yeah, this is over the other side. Some pretty awesome looking tops country right up the top now, with big guts up there. So yeah, it's a little bit windy, it'll probably get a bit cold once we cool down, but bloody awesome. We'll have a look here and decide what we're going to do for the rest of the evening. That was a pretty successful evening. Saw that hind and it looked like a nicely grown fawn, and then right on sort of just last light now we've seen that spiker. So yeah, that was real cool. Got a bit of footage in that. Getting back down to the hut, it's getting a bit chilly, and yeah, have a feed, have a wash, have some sleep, and then tomorrow we are going up that hill up there under headlamp. So yeah, that's going to be fun. Hopefully it stays clear. It's all cleared up quite nicely, so it's clear tomorrow into that spot, and fingers crossed we can find a stag there, but we'll see. If we haven't found a stag by Friday, then I'm just going to shoot an animal for meat there. Sweet. We'll see you tomorrow. Oh well, it's the morning of day 5. It's nice and clear, no cloud this morning. We got up real early and we busted ass. Camp's over the other side down in the valley beyond that ridge just there, and we busted ass up and around and into the spot here. Looking into here, it's pretty bloody cold and it's not quite the sort of country we're looking for, so now we're going to boost, packs back on, and we're going to go all the way back across to that top point there. We came around there the other day when we were packing into the hut from the last camp, but it was all misty and we couldn't see anything, so we're going to go do a recce over there and see if there's anything out. But yeah, it's bloody freezing, that wind. The sun's almost out, but there's a bit of cloud blocking it, but that wind is freezing, so we're going to get our gear on and hightail it back over to that spot and check out some more country. Hopefully we can see something over there. Dog training is an ongoing thing. Bit of an extended stop here with Saka. put her on her stop command, which is a sit or a hiss, and she's stopped there and we've carried on walking. And now I'll give her the call to, well, the recall, that she can come back. Here, girl. Good girl. Good girl. Hey, good girl. That's it. Sit. Sit. Good girl. Hey, that's a good drill. Sit. And get carried away. Good girl. It's about 10:50 now, so it's pretty late, midday. Seen a couple of deer though, the ones I've been showing you. Cross on that face over there. We've got some awesome looking country down the bottom here, and across the far end over there, so I think we're just going to sit here for the day and see if anything shows itself. If an easy one pops out right here, I might have a smack whether it's a stag or not. Hopefully we can pick up a stag, but we'll see how we get on. Me and Sarko just shot to that little point just over there to have a look down into that little gut there, and I took my rifle and binos, but I didn't take my camera, and sure enough there's a hind and fawn just down the gut there, 250 metres. It would have been an easy shot, but not in a rush to get meat just yet. It was real cool, yeah, just watch them meander around, have a feed. Should have had the camera, sorry. Well, it's the middle of the day and it's roasting, so we'll carry on glassing. Well, it's 5 o'clock now. Been here since 10:30, so we've been here a few hours. It's been the best day we've had so far for sitting and glassing, and because it's been the best day in a while, the deer are out in force. We had those 3 hinds and a fawn or something across here that we were watching this morning. We've had 3 across here, one of which we can still see, it's just bedded down. Just spotted another spiker back across here. He's bedded down as well, you can still see him sitting down. And then obviously there's the hind and the fawn I seen over in the valley just down there. So quite a few animals around, but no stags yet. So we'll see how we get on. Hopefully, bloody fingers crossed, we can find a stag, but we'll see how we get on. A few hours of light left. I've seen a couple of deer today. Didn't see any stags though, just that spiker that we spotted. Bradley seen what might have been a stag right on last light, but we think it was just that same spiker, so. Good old feed of backcountry. Roast lamb and vegetables tonight. It'll do us well. We've got a bit of back steak there we're going to cook up as well and sit by the fire for a little bit and then crash out. We're packing up in the morning, all our gear, and we're going to climb up the hill and we're going to fly camp tomorrow night, because tomorrow's the last full day, and then we're going out Saturday. So yeah, tomorrow's the day. Whether it's a stag or not, I'll be aiming to shoot an animal, hopefully, so see how we get on. Oh, it's been a bit of an uneventful day today. Got up early, about 2:45. What time did we get up? 4:45. Packed up all the gear, loaded up on the packs, and we busted ass up the hill from the hut under dark and got up into this little site in here that's just down the ridge to our viewing platform we've been sitting at. We saw quite a few deer sort of first thing this morning. Got a bit of footage as you've seen, but then for the rest of the day they've all disappeared, and we saw nothing for the entire day pretty much, and just on the last 2 hours of light it's all clagged right in and we can't see anything, so we can't do the evening glass, which is a bit of a shame. So we've come set up camp, which was pretty cozy for the night last night, and then we'll get up first thing in the morning, have a glass, and if it's clagged in we'll probably just head on out. But hopefully we can sit and scan some bush edge and hopefully pick up an animal for the walkout. But yeah, otherwise we have a cozy little sleep in here, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Ready.
Alright, we're back at the fly camp. No deer seen this morning. It's last morning, it's about 9 o'clock now, so we're going to pack up and make our way back to the truck. I think it's about a 3-hour walk, but we haven't done it before, so we're not too sure. Bradley's just bloody been done his morning business in the bush.
Yeah.
Bloody beautiful. But yeah, I haven't fired a shot this trip myself, so I was getting a bit of an itchy finger, so we lined up a target out at 700 yards and I had a crack, and yeah, it was all good. Seemed to get it, I think, on camera, but have a closer look when I get home. But yeah, we'll pack up the camp, pack up and make our way out. Cool. Oh, we're back at the truck now, end of the trip. Made the last bit of the walkout. It took us just over 2 hours. We're keen to bugger off and get home, have a wash and all that good stuff, but it's been a pretty epic trip. First trip of the year. Yep. We look forward to the Raw now. We got a trip into the Ruahine, so you'll catch us on our next video there. That should be good. Hopefully we'll knock over a few stags there. Pretty awesome. Bradley knocked over his first Sika Stag, which is mean, tidy little 6, and no luck for me unfortunately, but that's alright. I was being quite selective and I probably could have shot that stag at the start, but mucking around trying to get the camera out, so too busy trying to worry about getting footage for you guys and not shoot a stag for me, but that's okay. Heaps of opportunities, could have shot loads of deer, but once the time came that I was making the decisions that I was going to shoot a deer for me, it was too late. There was no opportunities and we had to walk out, so not to worry, it was an epic trip nonetheless, and we'll be getting back in there sometime soon. So yeah, like we said, Raw's coming up, so we'll catch you then. But first, there's one more thing we've got to do.
Hey Deanna, how can I help you tonight?
Hey, can I get a family pack please?